Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. As always, got some news and rumors to get into after a disappointing Sunday loss to the Indianapolis Colts, 19-11. If you want to check out my game grades video from that one, subscribe to the channel and go find that video. All right, we got to do it. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. I saw your comments on our grades video last night. I see a lot of you fans on social media. Let's go back to Mitch Trubisky. They should have never benched Foles. Relax, guys. This is an overreaction. This is classic overreaction Monday. They should have never taken Trubisky out. Guys, Trubisky has 2.5 years sample size of being an inconsistent and below average quarterback. Pretty solid in 2018, but he has not been good since that season. Had some moments early this year, and sure, Nick Foles struggled yesterday. I'm the first one to say that. The offense stunk. Matt Nagy said it wasn't good enough, but you can't do this snip, snap thing and go back and forth all the time. You compare this two side by side. Foles almost has as much yardage in like significantly less quarters, like 10 quarters to 6 right now, and he's put up more volume stats. Yeah, the rating, the completion, pretty similar, right? 2-to-1 touchdown-interception ratio. Either way, the offense has not been good enough, but what kind of message are you sending if you're going to continue to go back and forth throughout the season? Do I think Trubisky will probably play at some point again this year? Probably, because Nick Foles has proven throughout his career he's inconsistent, but after one start, no, it is not time to go to Trubisky. We'll get to that question in a second, but Matt Nagy did acknowledge this morning saying, look, gave up 19 points on defense, you should be able to win games, and he's absolutely right. Nick Foles in this offense was not good enough. I blame a lot of it on Nagy's play calling in the offensive line, but we'll see what happens in Week 5 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I saw a lot of you fans on social media. Alex Abrams, put Mitch in, see what happens. You got nothing to lose in this game. The pick wasn't on Foles, but we've got 3 points. Switch it up. Drew Dominic also threw this one in there. Can we put Mitch back in? Holy. I mean, at least his expectations were low, so I didn't get this disappointed. And then Khalil Mack's burner account. Okay, I'm saying it. Put Mitch back in. I understand this from a fan base. If the quarterback struggles, you want to try someone else. He started one game. You know what I saw yesterday? A guy who's made one start in this system, which he should have been better. He knows this system pretty well. He has history with DeFilippo and Nagy and some of these guys. But I do not think the Bears should go back to Mitch Trubisky after one bad Nick Foles start. But I'll make this the pinned comment, and you answer for me. Reply right there. Should the Bears go back to Mitchell Trubisky? Type Y for yes or type N for no. All right, latest on Allen Robinson as far as a contract extension goes. Jason La Canfora, which, grain of salt, he's wrong a fair amount of the time, but he reports that while talks have resumed since Allen Robinson's social media stunt about 3 weeks ago, there's no progress. Like, there's nothing close to a contract extension between Robinson and the Bears, which is disappointing because he's played 2 really good games in a row, and he continues to prove that he's a number 1 receiver in the National Football League, and he's a free agent after this year, but that's neither here nor there. Allen Robinson's been really good, 331 yards and 2 touchdowns through 4 games. That's what? Quick math, about 85 yards per game. He's on pace for like a 1,300-yard season for the Chicago Bears and 8 touchdowns. That's really, really good if you are Allen Robinson, who, by the way, continues to play with below-average quarterback play regardless of if it's Mitchell Trubisky or Nick Foles. You got to get this guy done. You got to keep him in Chicago because he is a true number 1 receiver. Darnell Mooney's flashing. Anthony Miller continues to be up and down. None of these guys are Allen Robinson. So you guys know what to do. Extend AR. Flood the comments. Get it trending on social media. Let's get it back in there in the comment section. Extend AR. I'll do it from my personal account as well in the comments. I'll join you guys. Hashtag extend AR. Make sure you let your voice be heard down in the comment section. And while you're doing that, while you're typing that in the comments, click on this link that'll also be replied to the pinned comment. Sideline face covering, high quality. You see a lot of the coaches and players wearing this one. Chatsports.com/Chicago mask. This is the high quality stuff. It's $19.99. Some of the solo ones are $14.99. Those are just cloth. This is the high quality material. An extra $5, certainly worth it. Chatsports.com/Chicago mask. A lot of the players in the NFL are wearing this same model. You can too. Go to chatsports.com/Chicago mask and pick one up today. All right, let's talk injuries. The Bears have been a fortunate team this year when it comes to injuries compared to a lot of teams in the NFL. Deon Bush did leave yesterday's game, though, with a hamstring injury. Matt Nagy confirmed that this morning. Doesn't sound serious based on the way Nagy talked. Didn't say much about it, but certainly something to monitor. If it's a hamstring strain or a pull, maybe he misses a game or two. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. Look, key special teams player, and he's been their number 3 safety. Had an interception a couple of weeks ago. Deon Bush has been a solid player this year and challenged Tashawn Gibson for a starting role at strong safety. And with Sherrick McManus out, one of your other safeties and one of your other core special teams players, all of a sudden you're a little bit thin at safety. Neither of their injuries are serious. They could both play as soon as this week, but this will be something to monitor, especially on a short week, playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday night. So decent chance you could be out both of those players for this game. DeAndre Houston-Carson will be expected to probably give you some snaps if that is the case. And if you hate injuries, it's happened a lot in the NFL this year. Type H. Luckily, the Bears haven't had too many major ones. They had Artie Burns out for the year in training camp, but they've avoided that major injury bug to their star players. But we all hate injuries. Spam H in the comments. I'm going to do it as well. All right, one more story here, but before we get there, help us reach 15,000 subscribers. We've gotten over 12,000 subscribers since we launched in January. I want to get to 15K before the end of the year. I think we can do it. I still think the Bears are going to have a great season, and even if they don't, we're going to have videos for you guys every single day. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you never, ever miss a video. Let's get to 15K and become, by far, the best Bears YouTube channel that is out there. All right, we've solved this Tyler Bray mystery, or Matt Nagy has for us, as he talked about this morning. I was shocked over the weekend when, Tyler Bray's been activated to the active 53-man roster because they protected him this past week, I should say, on the practice squad, so he couldn't get poached by another team. But then there was all kinds of speculation. Is Foles or Trubisky hurt? They need another quarterback up for this game. No, Matt Nagy addressed it, and simply, he just wanted another veteran voice for Foles. He wanted a guy that's been in the system for a couple of years who could be a resource on the sideline during these games. And quite frankly, I thought Bray would make the 53-man roster to begin with. He did not, but now he is on the active 53-man roster. Here's Nagy's expanded thought on this, saying, Tyler's done a good job of understanding where we're at as an offense to be able to bring him up and kind of help Nick out as well. They have a really good relationship. Having him come up and just be a voice for him, I think sometimes those are parts of the game that is nice to have. Kind of think of Mark Sanchez with Mitchell Trubisky early on in his career, right? Sanchez was never going to play, but he was a resource for Trubisky on the sidelines, and they formed that relationship, and Sanchez was able to show him things in between series about, these coverages in this situation, and hey, you had man coverage here, go check this out. Foles is a veteran. He knows how to play, but having a guy who's been in this offense for a couple of years kind of be an extra resource, that was the explanation. It's kind of weird. Does that mean he doesn't, Foles and Trubisky don't really get along? Trubisky's not helping in that aspect? I'm not so sure. Maybe that means Trubisky doesn't know offensive scheme that well. I don't want to speculate, but that is certainly a story for a different day. I'll be curious to see if anything else comes out from that one, but mystery solved. Tyler Bray, extra resource for Nick Foles and this Bears offense during games. He's been promoted. Congrats to him. We'll have videos throughout the week. Thursday Night Football coming up. I think I'm going to do a Bears vs. Bucks preview tomorrow, so stay tuned for that and subscribe.